Before we get started tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the episode here of Fast Break, live on IE Sports Radio, I want to talk to y'all about the last 8 years of the company. For the last 8 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. All the while, we have been continuing to be by the fans, for the fans, and with your help, we're ready to take that next step. When you go to our website, iSportsRadio.com, you'll see our Patreon link with 5 different tiers. The first one starting just at $5 a month. This donation gets you shout-outs on all 30 of our shows. Higher tiers include iSports Radio merchandise, access to our podcast and university, even a chance to be featured on a segment of our flagship show, The Defining Moment. Thank you all for very much for continuing to make iSports Radio the direct feed for all that is all sports. I want to shout out to our 4 Patreon members, Bay Area Rays, Marcus, Los, Great, Key to the Gate, and Anonymous. Thank you for everyone for making our 8th anniversary special. And here's more many years to come. Now to the show. We're back this week discussing the lasting ramifications of the Kyrie situation and why, certain folks had kind of backtracked it after comments they initially made off of Mr. Irving. Plus, the Boston Celtics. Can they take advantage with Milwaukee being down, hurt, and injured with 2 of their major stars? And Cleveland losing. Can they make a run to the top of the East? We'll discuss that. Plus, the LA Lakers. Can they make a run? Who they got in the chamber for a trade? We'll discuss that as well. That and much more here on iSports Radio Live on this beautiful Sunday night. And you're welcome to join us. Join us as you shout tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to talk about, lots to get into in this discussion here tonight. D-Lock, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing much better. Shout out to my Bucks getting the win this morning. That definitely helped my weekend. But my Magic are not looking that bad. They're actually looking pretty good. Got a couple surprising wins so far this season. So things are looking up for me, but I'm feeling much better about the NBA season.
Yeah, everything's good here. Your team won this morning. Well, it's morning here stateside, but over there in Germany, they won in the afternoon, evening, over there against the Seahawks, with the people in the stands drinking pints of beer like it's cool. So, I know that you're happy about that. Titans won this afternoon against the Broncos. The Knicks had a big lead today against the OKC, but then they just kind of just let that go away from them. But you were not here last week, Mr. Locke. I talked about the Kyrie situation best I could in the middle without, going off like I would on the Crooks process. So I'll let you have the floor here. What were your thoughts on the Kyrie situation in your own eyes?
Well, there's a lot that goes with this. I really feel like the whole situation, for one, we do talk about knowing that people have the freedom of speech, being able to feel how they feel, knowing the situation that Kyrie is in, being a celebrity. Everything that he posts, everything that he says is going to be looked at maximized. Um, he has millions of followers. So everything that he do, you're going to have the people that may look at it and say, okay, well, it's nothing. But you're also going to have a lot of people that's going to look at it and say, oh, what does this mean? Who are you supporting? Who you are against? Who are you with? Those type of things. We've seen, this happen multiple times. The biggest thing with this that I think is bothering a lot of people is Kyrie knows this. Kyrie knows the attention that he's gonna, get. We've seen it on the court, off the court, on multiple things in multiple ways. So understand that part. So for me, understanding the scenario, general manager for the Nets, multiple league people said that they want, a different response from Kyrie so he could be apologetic and show his care for others. So for him to apologize was a huge thing for me. And I think that was very big. And I granted the fact that, facing a suspension was huge. But I really think it was a sincere thing. Knowing that because of how Kyrie, how he moves, therefore how he does things. He is a person that has many different thoughts, in different ways. So for me, for him to apologize was huge. Now the requirements for him to come back, to be honest, I thought that was a big a stretch. There's a lot of things that they have required for Kyrie to come back, and I think it's going to leave a lot of things in question for many of those. It seems like they want to use the situation as to kind of set Kyrie in his place, or whatever the case may be. Now we've seen multiple people, when Kyrie retweeted or tweeted what he said, or his post, we've seen a lot of people say, well, hey, you can't do that. That doesn't make sense. You're gonna, bother other people. It's gonna insult multiple people. It's gonna bother a lot of people. But there's also you have a lot of these same, people say, well, now because of what the Nets are requiring, they feel some type of way about it. Now they're on the other side of it. And for me, I feel like with this whole situation, the Nets are taking it a little too far. It's like they're using this situation kind of to, how can I use the word? Like they're trying to use Kyrie. Like they're trying to use him as an example. Now we've seen multiple different situations with different celebrities or players, and I talked with you about this before. The thing that bothered me the most is when fans or people that run the front office or people that run teams don't see the player as a regular person. They only see them as an entertainment, as a form of entertainment. And that's one thing that bothered me. It goes back to Colin Kaepernick. Somebody that stood for something, but because of the attention that it brought, he doesn't have a job now. His NFL career may be over. And the reason why I bring that up is because they only look at him as a entertainer, not as a person. So for me, and I feel like that's what the Nets and others are doing. Again, in the beginning I said that we as people have our thoughts. We have that freedom of speech. Express how we feel. And it seems like right now the Nets are trying to use Kyrie as just an entertainer. And I hope not only other celebrities or other athletes, but also fans. The biggest thing is, fans of any sport. We know that we love the entertainment that celebrities and athletes bring us, but they're also humans like us. They have their own thoughts. They have family members. They have different things. So that's the biggest thing for me that bothered me about this whole situation is how the Nets are approaching it. Granted, Kyrie has apologized. I believe it was sincere. But it's just now to how the Nets are approaching it. I really think that, it's kind of belittling him as a human. And as we know, nobody will be perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect. So for me, I feel like now is looked at as a person that is strictly an entertainer, and I think this could be a bad look as far as those who look at how this is going on. Like, damn, like this is how they're treating him. So, and we're seeing it not only on the basketball court and sports, but we're seeing it in different sports, the different in celebrities as well, different areas. So, for me, like I said, I think that the apology was huge, but the Nets they're stretching it out a little bit to me.
I agree with you with everything you said. I'm looking at Twitter right now, and Jock Vaughn, by the way, was named permanent head coach after the Ime Udoka situation kind of was pushed to the side, I guess, for right now. So, he won't be coming in. I figure it's kind of weird on that front that I think the Celtics probably will let that go through, but the NBA kind of pressured and whatnot to not let it go through. Don't know why it's their business, but, we're here now, so what is what it is. Kyrie's going to be out for his 6th straight game, and Jock Vaughn has no updates on that, so we'll see what happens there. I don't know when he's going to come back. They had the guidelines and stuff like that for him to come back. He did meet with the owner, Joe Tessie, Adam Silver. And my thing, about that is just like they came out and said he's not anti-Semitic and stuff like that. Well, we won't think Kyrie's anti-Semitic. Well, yeah, he said that on the post-game conference. A couple weeks ago. What's that one journalist? I called him out a couple times on Twitter on our Twitter page on Fast Break. I forgot the dude's name, but he called him out and he said I'm not anti-Semitic. Do not paint me as that. He said that. He's not anti-Semitic. He just sharing a video of, this between a video that he apparently likes or has seen. So, right now, I don't know what he has done in his list to come back to play this season, D-Lock. But it seems like he already has apologized and condemned the movie. Tomatoes. The $500K donation to anti-hate causes, the ADL that he's supposed to donate to rejected his donation. So I don't know why they still trying to pressure him to donate money if they rejected it. And they rejected it and said, hey, that's on them. I ain't donating my money if y'all don't want it. Sensitivity training, what that mean? Anti-Semitic training. And wouldn't that be the same thing there? Meet with the ADL, Jewish leaders. And there's a whole bunch of them in Brooklyn. And then meet with Joe Tassi to just make understanding. So, I don't know what he has done to kind of come back to the fold of things. I'm trying to find that dude. I knew I screenshotted it somewhere. I know I did. Oh, God. I thought I saved it somewhere. I'll find it here in a second, but him, it's just D-Log is just like, a lot of folks are backtracking. I don't know if you've seen through the interwebs, people are called out Shaq because, that movie played at his theater, at the screen at his theater back in 2019. So Shaq asked some questions after he said some things about Kyrie. Jalen Rose, it's been a bad week and a half for him. People called out on his blackness, and then he talked about the Ime Udoka situation, and they made that man go before commercial break to apologize to that lady. And they went back to commercial.
Yes, they did.
I said, damn. They ain't messing around. And then, I think later on this past week, that this man on the interwebs trying to, people question his blackness. It's been bad for Jalen Rose. For him. But I think what some of the folks kind of realize is like, Kyrie got a lot of support. Some people see a railroad when they see it. We talked in the past, a couple years back, Daryl Morey cost the NBA a whole bunch of money when he tweeted support for the folks protesting in Hong Kong. And we see, James Harden, LeBron James did the videos to say, "We love you, China. We love you." He didn't mean that. We love you. And I said to you then, this dude didn't get in trouble at all. This dude lost the league lots of money around that time. And to come find out, fast forward, he had a pandemic, lost money there and stuff like that. But this dude got another job. This dude had no punishment whatsoever. That's a big money source. Wherever you agree with China's policies or not, money's money. And we see with Kyrie, they thinking they losing money off of this or whatever, or money to be hurt because of this. And Chola really did not. So I don't know what's going to happen now when he's going to come back. The Nets have been playing pretty well, since he's been gone. I finally got the reporter's name. Dude I never heard of until this Kyrie situation blowed up, D-Lock. Nick Friedel. He's an NBA reporter for ESPN. I never seen this man, never heard this man. When this Kyrie situation blowing up, he was every day. He was on TV, all over our damn Twitter feed. I said, who the hell is this dude? And you notice, when people were not backing down in their support for Kyrie, these guys disappeared. A Nets fan page we follow here on our Twitter feed. That page got to deserve I even tweeted in. Man, this page is taking no nosedive. Your support has gone down a lot. We seen on Twitter and whatever, lots of folks shared a lot of things. Or like a lot of stuff. I'm a fan of Alabama basketball. Nate Oates, the head coach. I guess, judging by people who follow, he's a Republican. I said, hey, you follow those type of folks. Bruce Pearl. He tweeted support Candace Owens. Now, nobody really dragging him to the mud. So it's just like we're kind of picky choosy who we support.
Right.
Or how we become outraged at certain topics. So, and then media narratives, making up stuff. I saw one lady I talked about last week. She talked about, I think the small forward plays for the Wizards. I forgot his name at the moment. But she tweeted saying, how lonely he must feel that, he's only Jewish playing in the league. I say to myself, lady, I'm pretty sure he gets along with his teammates fine. I don't think he's feeling lonely. I don't think he gets an inkling that his teammates don't like him because he's Jewish. Why are we making up stuff like this?
Yeah, that's my thing is they take it to that, you know, it seems like a lot of times what happens is things are taken to the worst case. So now, you know, that this situation, Kyrie situation now, everything Jewish wise has been, you know, well, I wonder how this person feels. I wonder how about that person. Now, granted, you know, you're supposed to treat everybody with respect and understand that, you know, you want to make sure that they're happy and everything is cool. But to take it to, well, the bad part is what I'm saying, the worst case. And I don't think, I feel like, as I said before, reporters, their job is to report. They want to make sure that they get news out. And in order to do that, it's like things, as soon as they hear something or something happens, they're all on it. And if it's a topic that is up, that's, you know, hot, they're going to stay on top of that as long as they can. So, you know, this Kyrie situation going now is like, okay, well, let's see what, you know, Jewish athletes are in basketball, and let's, you know, talk about them, and you know what I'm saying. So sometimes I think that reporters just don't do this for the actual athlete; they do this for themselves and what attention it brings them. Like you said, you brought up the guy that you haven't heard of until this situation. Now he's all over the damn news. He's all on the Twitter feed, like he's trending. So I feel like that is something that a lot of reporters, a lot of people do for their job, and that's what I said earlier. Athletes and celebrities are not just entertainers; they have lives as well.
And before put the ball, well, I guess pushes to the side till Kyrie comes back and see how he, you know, comes back with the team. They play the Lakers tonight, D-Lock. I think LeBron's going to be out again tonight for the Lakers. Waylon Gabriel will probably be in that starting spot again for LA. The Nets are playing pretty well, as I alluded to. Last game, Steph Curry got hot in that fourth quarter. Last game for the Nets against the Clippers, 110-95. You know, Mr. Kawhi, who's not fully back healthy, would point that out. Oh yeah, Terry Rodriguez, a lot of losses in men's college basketball right now. A lot of parity right now. I love it. People should have seen this coming 10 years ago. But anyways, they get the job done against the Clippers yesterday. They play the Lakers tonight. The Nets are a little bit on a hot streak. The Lakers are 2-10, one of the worst teams in the league. Do the Nets win again tonight?
Well, I think right now they do. The reason why is not because of how much better they are looking, but just because how bad the damn Lakers are. To be honest, I feel like, you know, as crazy as it may sound, I think the last time we were having this conversation, I believe it was a couple weekends ago, we were talking about the Lakers and the Nuggets. I picked the Lakers to lose, and they ended up winning. But I think that the Nets right now, they're starting to click well enough to where the Lakers are just not in a good space right now. Right now, you see Anthony Davis. He's still literally every time he comes down with the board or gets fouled, he's grabbing his hip or grabbing his back or grabbing his shoulder. You know, so the health of Anthony Davis is very, very iffy, and I think that plays a part. Russ is playing very well, I think, off the bench.
Oh yes,
in my opinion, I think that fits him perfect. To be honest, I think that is the role that suits him. The only problem is you don't have any shooters like that on the consistent outside of LeBron, who is not going to play. Lonnie Walker, who, you know, he can get his shots and can do some damage. But they don't have any consistent shooters. And I think that is what is going to play a big part tonight because Kevin Durant is going to get what he wanted. To be honest, it just seems like, as we said before, Kevin Durant just want to play ball, and it's clear that's what he wants to do. He act like he really didn't know about the whole Steve Nash firing, which he did, in my opinion. He just wants to play ball, and I can respect that. But now, with the Kyrie situation, Kevin Durant is just like, man, I just want to hoop. And it's clear he's showing that's exactly what he's doing. He is just hooping. So he's playing extremely well. Claxton, I think, is going to have a big game tonight. Gabriel cannot really hold him too much. Like I said, Anthony Davis is probably the spotlight for the Lakers, him and Russ. But I definitely think Brooklyn wins this game. But if there was a game that kind of can get the Lakers on track where I think they could sneak out a W, it is this one tonight. I just feel like the Brooklyn Nets may be too much.
I mean, it's just like, I go to Anthony Davis real quick. I hate that he doesn't want to play the 5. He's giving me Al Horford vibes when Al Horford was in Atlanta. Al Horford for years complained, I don't like playing the 5, I like playing the 4. Even though his best, power play is best at the 5. And then the opportunity to play the 4 with Philly wasn't so great. So, I'm not saying Anthony Davis can force at the 4. But, God, you going against Brooklyn with, Nicholas Claxton at center, and we like Nicholas Claxton in this channel. But, I think Anthony Davis can give him the business. Same thing with Sharp. If he plays, he'd probably give him the business. Ben Simmons, who, by the way, has yet to score in double figures yet in the season. Let's keep that in mind. He only played 14 minutes last night against the Clippers. So, take that as you will. But, just look at the big man for the Nets. Besides Claxton, I mean, Anthony Davis just have a field day down low. Now, of course, you got to play against Kevin Durant and whatnot. But still, I mean, if you could contain Durant a little bit, and then hopefully, like guys like Royce O'Neal, Patty Mills have an off night, but with the way the Lakers, been playing and stuff like that, who knows? But with no LeBron playing, you hope guys like, Troy Brown, Lonnie Walker come back in the fold, play strong. I think those two guys that they found has played pretty decently for the squad. But it's like everybody else is just kind of like, ugh. Anthony Davis, Patrick Beverly really hasn't worked out that well.
Nope.
Austin Reeves, you thought his progression would be better from year 1 to year 2. It really hasn't. And I kind of wonder why Darvin Ham hasn't rotated between Reeves, Max Christie, Matt Ryan, and like Scottie Pippen Jr. Rotate those 4 guys around. And one of those guys get consistent, hot, keep him in the rotation. Because you kept Matt Ryan around to be your 3-point shooter, but he didn't play last game against Sacramento. Austin Reeves been kind of more cold and hot. Max Christie, he plays, but, he's kind of herky-jerky with him. Walker, and then, who else I mentioned? Scottie Pippen. He really had the opportunity to play much yet. And Kendrick Nunn, you're keeping this guy around. Okay, he didn't play last year. Now you keep him around. He's not the world's best shooter. and he hasn't played him much at all the past couple games. So I don't know which way the Lakers going to go. I see Marcus in the chat saying, trade Davis immediately. It could be an option. It could be an option.
I've been hearing people say that. It's a hard. You give up all them picks. You give up Brandon Ingram. That's gonna be hard to do that. I mean, it's possible, but it's gonna be for them to do that. That's gonna be if they ain't give up that first round pick for Russ, it's gonna be hard to give up Anthony Davis.
I mean, I can see them doing that, Marcus, but look who's in charge. Ken Warpalinka, Jeannie Buss, the Rambis family, and Phil Jackson, all those the brain trust of the Lakers. And yes, Lakers fans, I said Phil Jackson because somehow or another he's in the fold, for the Lakers brain trust. Marcus saying send him to Washington for Bill. What you think about that idea? Trade Anthony Davis for Bradley Beal.
Not a bad trade. I mean, I think that, but I feel like you would need to get a big in return. Because now, going to get you a shooter, you're going to hurt. You're not going to have anybody grab the boards. You're not going to have any type of big. I don't have anybody. I mean, he's going to rely on Wayne Gabriel. Thomas Brown is still hurt. So, if you get something in return with that, but grabbing the Bradley Beal would be a big help because again, that is what the Lakers are missing. They're missing their field goal percentage is terrible.
Yes.
So they need some kind of shooting to increase for them. But grabbing the Beal wouldn't be bad, but I just don't know if I can move Anthony Davis because you're filling one hole by making another one.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, if they do trade, hypothetically, if they traded for Bradley Beal, who, by the way, didn't play tonight because of conditioning. Yes. Bradley Beal, who they re-signed for 5 years, $200 million plus, sat out tonight against the Grizzlies for conditioning. Yeah. But anyways, and plus they won tonight against the Grizzlies, but Grizzlies didn't play John Morant and Desmond Bane either, so there's that. But anyways, I mean, if you're the Lakers, look at the Wizards roster. I mean, if you ask for Gafford back in return, that's the only way. I mean, big man you can see. I can see getting, in return, Davis for Bradley Beal and Daniel Gafford and go about that way. I mean, that'll probably help with scoring and stuff like that on the wings for the Lakers and them down low for the Wizards. But, I mean, still holes and stuff like that for them. But I'll say this for the Wizards, though. You get off that contract, for Bill. So, I mean, you get out of that. I don't know. It's just kind of like they still kind of, like you alluded to, both of them still stuck in the same situation.
Yeah, it would be two situations to where you'd be trying to replace one situation to make another, to have another one. So, for me, unless you're getting a Gafford, Gafford isn't bad, but it'd be how comfortable you are with making that trade. But, like I said, that's also knowing what you traded to get Anthony Davis.
And then plus draft picks, will that be involved with this? That's another thing as well. So that's another thing to kind of consider there on that front. And then look around the other scores around the league right now. The Timberwolves are in a tight one with the Cavs, 126-124 with about 8.5 seconds left in that game. Looking at the stats so far. Pull it up. Towns with 29-13. Gobert with 15-12. D'Angelo Russell playing way better tonight with 29 points, 12 assists. And then Darius Garland back from the eye injury, 51 points tonight. So if y'all got him in bets and FanDuel, DraftKings, or wherever else, BetMGM, y'all won big with him tonight. No Donovan Mitchell tonight for the Cavs, and along with no Jared Allen, but still in a tight game right there. So that game almost close to wrapping up. Like when you look at the Cavs, getting Mitchell, starting off way hot as they did, then losing Garland for those last few games with the eye injury and stuff like that. Do you see this team kind of making it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
The Cavs?
Yes.
To be honest, I can see them contending for it. I mean, you look at who they have: Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Karis LeVert, which is a hell of a piece. They got scores. Then you go down to the bench. They got Evan Mobley, Kevin Love, Jared Allen. They have a lot of pieces on this team. Now trading for Donovan Mitchell, that was a hell of a pickup. So for me, I do see them contending. The East does have. It's just hard seeing them get past a Boston or Milwaukee. But I do see them, being in the mix with all these other teams. But they can literally, as we can see, put up 120, points, 115, 110. They've been having a couple of tight ones with, I believe, the Cavs recently. Then they played the Cavs like a couple of days ago. They played the Warriors in a tight one a couple of nights ago. So they are definitely a team to watch out for. They can put up points quick. So I wouldn't be shocked. Now the thing is, can they do this over a 7-game series? Because losing to teams like the Kings, I think, shouldn't have been something that which they did. I didn't think they would do to take that next level. I wouldn't see it, but again, I think they got the pieces, man. I mean, it just depends on how they do the rotation. Evan Mobley, who's kind of struggled tonight, but he's going to get the Defensive Player of the Year, so that's not going to be a surprise. So for me, I think that they're one of the teams to watch out for. I mean, they definitely proven that the East has just gotten a lot deeper.
Yeah, I think they make a good run. Everybody help. If everybody stays healthy, I think they could make a good run. Milwaukee right now, their 3 starters are kind of out for the moment, especially Chris Middleton, who's still nursing that ACL, and who knows when he'll be back in the fold. But I think if they stay healthy, kind of stay in the top 3, kind of watch out for the Celtics, who kind of been playing pretty good here lately. I think they can make a good run to the Eastern Conference Finals. And like I said, matchups happen come playoffs, and you don't know who you're going to get around that time. But I think everybody can stay healthy. I think they can go a long way. But the way they've been playing, now Minnesota's up by 3 right now. But the way they've been playing early on, it's giving me a lot, okay, they can make a good run if healthy. They can make a good run, if healthy.
I can see that. I definitely can see that.
So, I think they'd be all right. I mean, Mitchell being out, Allen being out. I mean, it hurts today, but and it should be like a crippling thing down the line. And then they got the Bucks on the 16th, which is a big game. So we'll keep our eye on that, and kind of like depends if Giannis comes back and see how things shake out for that in that division. Other games going on, the Nuggets and Bulls. Nuggets up 34-26 on the Bulls. When we look at the Nuggets, D-Lock, okay, they got Michael Porter Jr. back, who got 12 points and leading the team right now, scoring. Jamal Murray's back in the fold. But it's just like you figure you add those two guys back with Jokic, things would be on and clicking, but it really kind of really hasn't materialized like that. What you think about the Nuggets so far early in the season?
The thing about the Nuggets that I like is they have a lot of rotational guys as well. They had that last year, but it's like now they're fully healthy. Jamal Murray is starting to get back in the fold. I really like the fact that they have Bruce Brown. He's bringing that physicality to that team. I actually believe that is what Brooklyn is missing. So I do like, what they have. They have so many guys. I think Bonus Highlands, he may be out tonight. I know he was out a couple nights ago. But they have a lot of guys. Now, so far, what I see from the Denver Nuggets this year, you're not relying on Jokic to do so much. Like, Jokic is still doing what he, needs or what he wants, but they're not relying on him so much to carry the team. Now, as far as him winning MVP, I think he will still be in the running. But how he's playing, you can tell that they're not relying on him so much the way he is going to be like the front runner, the MVP front runner. So Michael Porter is showing a hell of a lot that I like. Also, another player that's playing very well that my Orlando Magic had at one point is Aaron Gordon. You see him coming in. There's times when they do play small, they come in and have him playing at the 5, and he does extremely well with that as well. So, also, I believe they do have DeAndre Jordan over there as well. So, this team has a lot of pieces, and now they just got to keep it moving in that right direction. And now they're slowly getting Jamal Murray back to where they need him to be. So, for me, I think that is excellent, and it's playing a huge part for the Nuggets. I think we will see them definitely pushing for that Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I think the Nuggets for me, I think is like if everybody stays, the main guys stay healthy, I think it'll carry a long way to at least a second round berth in a kind of playoffs. Bruce Brown, like you alluded to, brings some toughness, and his shooting has improved coming to Denver. So it's not like skip over that. The rookie, Christian Braun from Kansas, has been giving them solid minutes off the bench. He's been playing pretty well for them. So you got a nice wingman that can shoot the ball, play nice tough defense. So that would go a long way for them as well down the line. We probably need this rookie to do a couple big things for you. Look at the Chicago side of things. No Lonzo Ball till January at least. And let me ask you this. Talking about Lonzo. I saw on Twitter, somebody pointed out that the Big Baller shoes, that the company that his dad started, kind of played a factor into his leg injuries. Do you agree with that?
I don't think so. I don't think it's necessarily the shoes. He does a lot. How he plays, I think that had more of an impact than the type of shoe he's wearing, to be honest. I'm also a person that don't think that the product is what is damaging the athlete. I think it's more so what they do that makes an impact. Now, granted, they have different types of shoes. Maybe he had different kinds he wears, but I definitely don't think that was the sole reason for his leg injuries.
I don't know. I thought about that too. I think maybe not. But I remember like his rookie year, the second game they played the Suns. He played in Kobe's shoes, and he had almost like a damn near triple double and shot the ball very well. I was like, damn, maybe it's the shoes, maybe it's just after the first game jitters and stuff like that. But I thought about it more like, well, damn, maybe the shoes ain't helping, or maybe he's just injury prone like that, with his legs and stuff like that. I don't know. But this Bulls team, they're just kind of middle of the road right now. Levine, he's in and out of the lineup with injury. DeRozan, he's playing pretty well, but looking at the scoreboard right now, he has no points at the moment. It's just taking one shot. So,
yeah, that's very interesting there.
So I don't know if he comes back where this Bull team will be at that point. Just mind you, he's a solid player, but he's not a starter in the league. He's a good rotational player. Kobe White, he's out as well, and I don't know when he's gonna be coming back.
They got so many guys, so many guards over there. That's the thing too. Now he's out. But this, knowing what IU the Summers is doing, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, is this going to play a role in these guys missing, a lot of time? Because Kobe White was getting minutes, but he wasn't, getting a lot of minutes, like that. Especially knowing who, like Caruso was getting a hell of a lot more minutes than Kobe White.
Yeah, I think they got good at guards as well. I mean, they did sign Andre Drummond to help with that backup center, and he's been playing pretty well for them. And Patrick Willis is back as well. I think if they get everybody get healthy, I think who knows, they can make a run. We saw that last year. They were one of the best teams in the first half of the year, but the injuries kind of really killed them at the end, at the finish line, and those injuries still kind of creeping on them in the summer and stuff like that. And we kind of talked about, off air, like, damn, why Lonzo waiting so late to get this surgery done? I understand that you don't go under knife all the time, but at the end of the day, you try to get back as soon as you can. And especially, in that Chicago winter and stuff like that, which is like cold all over the country with this cold snap going on right now. You don't want those bones feeling cold and stuff like that and brittle and all that. So get the surgery done in the summer and try and come back as soon as you can.
That's what had me. That's what had me confused. Is why the long wait.
Before we get out there, D-Lock, I want to bring up your star rookie, Juan Paulo Panchero. 23.5 points so far, 46% shooting from the field. They play the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow with LaMelo Ball back in the fold. How impressed are you with him? I know he missed a couple games here lately, but how impressed are you with him so far in this season?
I think he's playing it very well. Granted, I had already had in my mind that my preference, I prefer to draft Paulo over Jabari Smith and Chet.
Yeah.
And for me, he's playing exceptionally well. I feel like he's doing everything that he can to show that he is the rookie of the year. I think he's probably the leading candidate right now. There's a couple of guys that you could throw in there with him, like a Benedict Mathurin, and a few other guys. I think Jaden Ivey is playing very well too. So for me, you got a couple guys in that category with him, but he's playing very, very well. Now the problem is, how are the Magic going to keep this guy in a Magic jersey for years? And what happens is, What I mean by that is they need to continue to win, because it looks like his ceiling is so high, and he could be, this very good player. They have all these comparisons to all these other, these other greats, and he's fitting right in. So, my biggest concern is how do we continue to get him to stay. Right now, we're running basically a starting five. Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Bogle, who's playing pretty decent with Wendell Carter. So, at some point, when do we continue to get him to stay in and win? Now, like I said earlier, we have got a few surprising wins, beating Phoenix, I think, without Chris Paul, although they still had Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, beating the Dallas Mavericks. So we have some wins there. Now we have to show this consistency and lean on Paolo. I believe his birthday just passed as well, so he's playing very good at his age right now. And I think that this could be something special moving forward. I don't remember the last rookie we had recently that looked like this. Now, he's playing so well, hell, I'm at this point to where get ready to trade Jonathan Isaac because he hasn't really done too much. I believe he is going to come back here. I think he just got cleared to be in joint practices. But Paolo has just been outstanding where he is. And he's also bringing Jalen Suggs with him. So, for me, I'm loving everything that I see. It's just now, even though it's early, the season's going to go how it is. But I want us to start progressing forward, winning-wise. Because if not, when it's time to re-sign, even though that's years down the road, that's what keep, athletes staying where they were drafted is, what are you doing to win? And I believe we need to do that moving forward. But Paul's been playing really good, man. Like I said, I think he's bad to pick right now. I think he's rookie of the year.
I think, yeah, he's traded that way. Mathurin for Indiana, who's been playing pretty well, and which, I think Indiana's got to find a way to get rid of Buddy Hield to free up more playing time for him. Because I think you're just kind of stunting his growth with Buddy Hield still on the roster. Wherever you do the deal for the Lakers or whatever, you just got to get rid of Buddy Hield to give him more playing time. Plain and simple. I don't care. Rick Carlisle don't like playing rookies like that. This dude can score. And he's showing you that already early in the season. And if he could be your potential franchise player, then you gotta let him have the reins and show you that for your team for down the line. But back to Paolo, he's been great. Using his size, playing at will, and it's been a real treat to watch. And you look at the other side, like Jarabi Smith. Man, it's not really clicking for him yet.
And that's my thing. It seems like it's not clicking right at this moment. Now, granted, I think over time it will. Hell, the Rockets roster is loaded too. To be honest with you, with young pieces, really young pieces. But to be honest, man, I just have my point on this and then let you say it, please. I think Steven Silas is gonna be out of there quick. I hate to say it, but I honestly feel like they're not gonna give him enough time. That's just my opinion.
We'll see. I don't know. It's just like I was watching them watching the Raptors game the other night. The Rockets and Raptors. Like Jalen Green, he's really, really coming to his own. Kevin Porter Jr., solid scoring hand, but those two guys can't play together for a long time. So, I mean, you probably keep Green over Porter. But I think you kind of need like a true guard with that group. You get a true guard with Jalen Green and let him be that main scorer on the wing. And hopefully Smith comes along nicely. I think you might get something going right there. And then you got a nice couple down low pieces with Easton, Martin Jr., and a guy I really starting to like, Sengun. You know, the 6'11" big man. I really started to like him. He's a potential double-double machine down the road for the Rockets. So I think that group just need more maturing right there and whatnot. But back to the Magic real quick. Like you said about Jonathan Isaac, I said about the same thing about Jonathan Isaac. You know, we kind of expect this pie production from Jonathan Isaac at least by year 3 coming to the league, and Powell is already doing that off the jump. About the same height. I mean, Jonathan Isaac a little bit bigger, but Powell coming in was already like an established scorer, and he's showing that from day one. And I know Jonathan Isaac, you know, he's back mostly healthy, and he need to get back in-game conditioning. You know, back to in-game conditioning. But hey, man, once you get back in shape or whatever, if I can find a train for your ass, it's gone. But I'll let you have the last word on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what like I said, I think that you can't, Jonathan Isaac, I mean, if you want to keep him around, he's going to come back, and then there's a possibility that he's going to get hurt again. And right now, I like where this team is going. To be honest, I think they need to build around Paolo and Jalen Suggs. Bobo is a good solid piece, but I don't think he's going to start that long. I do like Wendell Carter. I think he's a better 4 player than 5, in my opinion. But I'm not reaching to go grab another center. I'm fine with Wendell Carter playing the 5. But Jonathan Isaac is, you know, a piece that I'm definitely looking forward to moving somewhere else. Possibly trading to get one of those top 10, you know, picks, top 5 picks, if so. Because right now, I believe Jonathan Isaac is like, 24, 25, he's around there. At the highest, 26. So for me, I'm definitely moving this guy as quick as I can, especially the fact that you paid him.
Yeah. And we'll leave it on that note. And we'll get out of here. But thank you for tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on tonight's show. D-Lock, how can people find you on social media?
You guys find me at Black-813 on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know they can find you at the podcast page.
You find the page on Twitter at Fastbreak at IESR. That's Fastbreak IESR. Also, I do have another Twitter account, Spawn4288. That is Spawn4288. Also, I do another show called The Crooks Process. You can follow me on there on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see the CP logo on the profile picture. I post a lot of things on there, so do follow me on there. I haven't done an actual episode in a while, but I do get my thoughts in those short videos and whatnot. So, do tune in for that. But till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I know next week probably getting more depth about college basketball. A lot of upsets have been happening with like the likes of Colorado beating Tennessee today. And that same Colorado team that lost to Grambling the other day. So, oh yeah, Louisville. Yeah, they kind of stink up the joint right now. But yeah, lots of things to discuss. So we'll talk about all that next week. Until then, we're out.